What's going on, everybody? This is going to be a should you go see it review for Batman vs Superman. Now, this will be the spoiler free review, and then I will do a spoiler review version. So let's get into the spoiler free version where I talk about what people may like and may not like about the movie and whether or not it's worth going to see based off this information. First of all, the movie is very different from what you may know about Superman. This will cause a problem for a lot of people who are fans of people like Christopher Reeve Superman or any of those Supermans from the 80s or early 90s or something like that. Now, granted, the Superman in Man of Steel is definitely the Superman that returned in this movie, and this Superman is very dark. This is a problem for some people who will be fans of Superman because this is not how he's supposed to normally act. This is like a spin on how he acts. If you would say an alternate universe version of Superman. Now, Batman, of course, in the movie is dark and it fits Batman way more than it fits Superman. Now, the movie is interesting and it is good. And this is coming from somebody who's particularly a Marvel fan, if you had to put a fanboy title on me. I am not a fan of Superman, however, I did actually think the movie was good. I think it's worth going to see. Now, I'm going to break down some details about the movie without spoiling it. Superman is pretty much a confused individual as towards what he's doing here. Should he be here? Does he belong here? It's pretty much a continuation of Man of Steel. So in a nutshell, if you didn't like Man of Steel, you definitely probably will not like this Superman again because he continues to have that quagmire of does he belong? Does he fit in? He's not really human. People are not accepting him. Some people look up to him. Most people fear him. Lex Luthor, however, in the movie was a good twist. This Lex Luthor, once again, is a little bit different from what you would expect. They created like different origins for the characters. Of course, Batman's origin is the same. I won't even get into details about that. I'm actually tired of seeing that origin in every single Batman movie, and it gets annoying. He's pretty much tormented by his parents' death. That's not a spoiler because everybody knows that. And throughout the movie, he ponders this quite a bit, and it gets a little bit annoying because it's like, man, come on, move on. Now, the problem with Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman is that this is 20 years into him being Batman, so they vaguely, and I mean very vaguely, touch on his backstory, leaving you to believe there's gotta be some movies. Now, the annoying thing is, right away, if I had to guess, I'm gonna think when they do the trilogy, because they're supposed to do a Ben Affleck Batman trilogy, I'm assuming they're going to go back into those 20 years because they give you like a brief understanding of his background, and I won't spoil it here. I'm going to do another review where I talk about the details of what I'm saying, but in this one I won't because you guys are probably going to watch this today or later on in the weekend or during the week or whatever. So for now, I'll just say when you watch it, you'll understand. Now, one thing I will say is Superman and Batman don't kill people. So I don't know what was going on in this movie, and I won't say that they did or didn't kill people, but you'll understand why I'm saying that when you watch it as well, because there's some situations where I'm like, what did that happen? So you'll have to see. Now, as far as Wonder Woman in this movie works, but she's like in the movie off and on, and the only thing I did not like about Wonder Woman in the movie is there's no real explanation as to why she's there. She pops up, she says why she's there, and you're like, and so she's kind of just thrown in the movie, and that's definitely her character's just thrown in there to set up that Justice League movie, period. So with that being said, let's move on to the other characters. Now, some other characters will be revealed to be in future DC movies. I won't spoil those characters. I'll just talk about the main ones. You know, Cyborg, Flash, and Aquaman. I won't say how they appear in the movie or whatever, but the bottom line is you'll just have to wait for the Justice League movie clearly to see these people, but they do reference them and let you know that, yeah, they're coming, they're going to be there. And there's parts of the movie that just, I didn't really understand who they were referencing, but they make so many references that you know there's just going to be a ton of other characters coming into the DC universe. Do I think you should go see the movie? Hell yeah. The action sequences were good enough for me to say if you're a fan of the Batman v Superman fights, you'll love it. My only complaint about the Batman vs Superman fight is that it was kind of shorter than I would have liked to have seen because this is a long movie. So when they got to the part where they fight, I kind of wanted that to be a little bit longer. That's all I'm going to say about it. But it is satisfying enough to make you sit through the whole movie. But yes, with that being said, There's one complaint I have about the fight sequences in this movie. And I'm not going to ruin this for you guys when I say this, but it's just me being honest, because you'll notice it when you see it. It's not a spoiler. It's just my opinion. You know how when you watch a movie or you watch like a song and people are dancing, the choreography looks like they taught these people how to do this dance. So they're doing it kind of stiffly, like they practice this over and over and over, but they have no rhythm. Some of the fight scenes actually look like they were really forcing themselves to do the sequences, and you can see that it's actually them doing like a choreography, and you like dance steps. And I don't like that, because Batman is very vicious, and you could tell from some of the maneuvers that he does when he's fighting that that's like choreography. Like the background you see, the video you see playing right here, this is pretty much how the fights look. So it's pretty good. Don't get me wrong, it's dope. He does all of the stuff you see right here, right now. But it just seems kind of weird to see this in a movie, because this is such a dark, realistic movie. It seems weird to see somebody getting thrown all the way up into the sky by a human being. So there's just things in it where you're like, they may have went overboard, but it's gratifying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. It just has that feel like, is Batman Superman? Does he have powers? Because that's what goes on here. So with that being said, as far as Doomsday, I really didn't like kind of what they did with the Doomsday character. I'm not going to spoil it, but the bottom line is what everybody was pretty much saying about how he got here. That's pretty much what the story is with him. For those of you that do know, I'm going to say that. For those of you who don't, you'll have to see. He was thrown in there as well, and that's kind of what I'm saying about the movie. They threw so much in the movie just to get past it, to get to this Justice League movie, that it feels like they shouldn't have did that. Doomsday should have been like Man of Steel 2 sequel. And I don't like that they did that. So with that being said, the movie is definitely worth going to see. There's a lot of good and bad in the movie, but the good outweighs the bad in my opinion. And this is coming from, like I said, a Marvel fan. So in my personal opinion, the action is dope. The visuals are dope. The acting is really good, even for all of the characters, especially Lex Luthor. Man, that dude is dope. I gotta be honest. Like, he made that character work. Even though he borderline was kind of insane like Joker, and I won't get into the details of why I'm saying that, but you'll watch it and understand why I'm saying that. But he kind of was a little bit more he was a little too insane for Lex Luthor, but just insane enough to understand why he's a Batman villain. He's just as deadly to Batman with Joker, pardon me, as Joker would be to like Superman. That's like definitely Superman's equivalent to the Joker. Definitely. There's so many comparisons to the Joker to me this Lex Luthor has. But anyway, with that being said, in my personal opinion, yeah, you definitely should go watch the movie for yourself. There's going to be good and bad reviews, I'm sure. But in my personal opinion, the movie's definitely worth going to see. You may want to wait if you're going to go to like a crowded theater, because all of those interference and stuff is going to annoy you. Trust me, the movie has so much going on. But in my personal opinion, this is definitely worth going to see. And this is definitely something I will be getting on Blu-ray as soon as it's available. So with that being said, it's your boy Jimmybgaming. I'm out of here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about this movie. Did you go see it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you do? What did you like? What didn't you like? Let me know all of that stuff in the comment section. And let me know if you also want to see me do more movie reviews, because I have done 1 or 2 of these before on my channel, but it's not something I plan on doing a lot. But I did one for this movie because of all the controversy. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Peace. Exactly the same as far as the edges and the way that things reflect. Now, the game should be around 1080p, but this is not confirmed. On my display, it did register as 1080p on both consoles.